I open the book. I open the book. He closes the notebook. He closes the notebook. She writes a note. She writes a note. We read stories. We read stories. You check your bag. You check your bag. They find a pen. They find a pen. I lost my pencil. I lost my pencil. He broke the ruler. He broke the ruler. She cut the paper. She cut the paper. We folded the paper. We folded the paper. You drew a circle. You drew a circle. They colored the picture. They colored the picture. I carried my bag. I carried my bag. He opened the door. He opened the door. She closed the window. She closed the window. We entered the room. We entered the room. You left the room. You left the room. I sat on the bench. I sat on the bench. He leaned on the wall. He leaned on the wall. She picked up the book. She picked up the book. We dropped the pen. We dropped the pen. You gave me the paper. You gave me the paper. They took the key. They took the key. I opened the mailbox. I opened the mailbox. He closed the gate. He closed the gate. She rang the bell. She rang the bell. We answered the phone. We answered the phone. You called your friend. You called your friend. They sent a message. They sent a message. I received a letter. I received a letter. He wrote a reply. He wrote a reply. She read the message. She read the message. We shared the news. We shared the news. You listened carefully. You listened carefully. I looked at the clock. I looked at the clock. He checked the calendar. He checked the calendar. She noted the date. She noted the date. We remembered the event. We remembered the event. You forgot the meeting. You forgot the meeting. They arrived on time. They arrived on time. I waited patiently. I waited patiently. He walked slowly. He walked slowly. She ran quickly. She ran quickly. We skipped happily. We skipped happily. You jumped high. You jumped high. They climbed the hill. They climbed the hill. I crossed the street. I crossed the street. He stayed at home. He stayed at home. She went outside. She went outside. We entered the park. We entered the park. You left the park. You left the park. I watered the flowers. I watered the flowers. He planted a tree. He planted a tree. She trimmed the plants. She trimmed the plants. We collected leaves. We collected leaves. You threw the ball. You threw the ball. They kicked the ball. They kicked the ball. I caught the ball. I caught the ball. He dropped the ball. He dropped the ball. She rolled the ball. She rolled the ball. We hit the ball. We hit the ball. You missed the ball. You missed the ball. They scored a point. They scored a point. I cheered loudly. I cheered loudly. He clapped hands. He clapped hands. She smiled brightly. She smiled brightly. We laughed together. We laughed together. You shouted happily. You shouted happily. I looked around. I looked around. He pointed at the tree. He pointed at the tree. I looked around. I looked around. He pointed at the tree. He pointed at the tree.